Hi there. So for the last video, we looked about how to wire up the NeoPixels and how they are actually work and how to get them simply to function. And now we're going to look a little bit more into tips and tricks and figure out like how do we make it a little bit more advanced and how do we make it a little bit more smart. So what I would do usually is I would create a new file here. So I just click new under file, and then I'm gonna steal like the basic code so I can skip for all these commented code here and make it a little bit more of my own. And we're gonna make this code available in the links below this video. So the lines that I need are include fast LED, and that includes the library and tells it that we actually need that one. I also need the number of LEDs and the data pin that I'm gonna use. I also need to define the number of LEDs. So I basically need all the lines in this code as the blink sketch has. And just notice here that this line of code here is underneath this void setup. So I have to make sure that it's there as well. And let's just talk a little bit about that. So the setup code here has exactly as it says in this standardized comment here, that put code here there only has to run once, and code down here they'll run repeatedly. So it's only going to do this code up here one time. So here we put code as maybe like the Arduino is booted, or like code like these kind of things, and down here it's getting repeated. It could also make sense sometimes to have it like a clear the NeoPixels in your setup. And down here in the loop function, I actually don't really need much except maybe for this line. I'm gonna put them down here as I don't really know where they should be yet. And I'm gonna comment them out so they don't, because Arduino doesn't like you having code after the loop function. So I'm going to comment them out just like this. A few other lines that I also want to talk about you can find inside the examples as well under fast LED and the demo reel, for example. This is a pretty used code, and it has a lot of the same things. The one thing that I'm going to steal from this one is this line here. Fast LED dot set brightness. So it's a brightness control. That's pretty cool. So I can have like a master dim switch, so I don't have to sit there and control everyone individually. And this one has this brightness command in here, so that must be somewhere up here under the defines. There it is. I'm just gonna put that in here, and that's what I need for now. I do also know that they have one more called fast LED.clear. And that's all the things that I would like to have for now. So I'm just going to close these other things. No, I do not want to save that. Okay, so this is the code. Let's just jump right in. And let's make some code that is able to make the whole 25 matrix red. So how are we going to do that? You can write LEDs and then the brackets and then do basically this line. Let's do that instead. And you can sit here and copy and paste this line and repeat it for like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But there is a function in code to do exactly that, and that is called a for loop. So if I write like this, for loop, for, if you need any help, you can always highlight and go into help and then say find and reference. And the reference is gonna show you, go online and tell you a little bit how this works. So you can see here how it works. So the for loop is written like this. For parentheses and then the parameters there is to do this. So we're gonna have to declare a variable. It says optional. I tried not doing this, but I keep getting an error, so you have to do this. Int is a data format that you have to just tell it that it needs to be. And int basically means that it's a whole number. So it's no fractions and no decimals or anything. It's only whole numbers, as like 0, 1, 2, 3. It can also be negative numbers. But we're not really going to dive into this today. Then there is the initializer, and that's where to start. So x equals 0 is where we start. And then there is the test, where this is where we're going to stop. So when x is equal to when x is actually 100 99, it's not going to go any further, because when it goes 100, it's going to say nope, that's not 100 is not larger than 100. So I'm going to skip this code inside these. And then there is the increment state, and when you do like this, x++, it just means increment by 1. So we're going to do exactly that. We're going to do for loop for int x equals 0, semicolon, x larger than, and then I'm going to do the 25 that my array already is, and then I can do x++, and then I have to do my brackets here. And this one has to go in there. Perfect. And now instead of 0, I can write x. So when I do this now, that's going to light up my whole array of LEDs. But I have to remember to actually show that that's going to happen. So right after the for loop, I'm going to show it. So what this one is going to do now, it's going to take x equal to 0. It's going to input, for the first time it goes through this one, it's going to input a 0 here. And then it's going to execute this code. So it's going to say LED 0, red. And then it's going to do number 1. So it's going to do LED number 1, red. And then it's going to continue through until it hits 25. And then it's going to exit this one, go down here, and then it's going to execute this command and to show them all. So if I run this now, we should see. Oh, I first have to save this. So I save this as NEOPIXELS 102. It's going to compile the sketch and upload. Okay, so now it's uploaded, and you can see the whole array turned red, just like I said it would. So if I change it to another color, let's say blue, you'll see when I hit upload that it's gonna instantaneously switch from red to blue, like that. But let's say I wanted to like watch it run, so I want to see it like run through this and actually update individually. So the simple way to do that is just to put this show command into after every time it says the x, like the command of the color. So it's gonna say, okay, LED number 0 turn blue, and then show me that it turned blue. And to make sure that you're actually able to see it, I'm gonna input a delay here of 100 milliseconds. And what I'm also gonna do to make, so if I upload this now, okay, have to spell delay right, it's okay. So now you should see it actually start running from one side to the other. Okay, that's pretty cool. Let's say I want to see only one dot run from here and then all the way through. So I can use the clear command to do that. So every time I start, I want to clear, and when I cleared it, I want to see that they are cleared. I'm going to light up the individual pixel, I'm going to show it, and then I'm going to wait 100 milliseconds. And now I should see a single pixel running through this grid. So that's all I had for this video. In the next video, the 103, we're going to talk a little bit about when you're using a longer string of NeoPixels or more of them, how the power consumption is going to be affected, and how we wire everything up when we're going to use an external power supply instead of the other, because when we're using other colors as white and we turn them to full brightness, the Arduino is not able to control all that power consumption. So next video, we're going to talk about that. See you then.